Today we will check out the line out of the Boss Katana head Mk2. Recently I made a video about the Boss Katana head. You can see there above my head, standing there. And this is a head that has a, well, it's a modeling head that has a power amp section, and you can use it with a conventional guitar cabinet. And in my recent video I was showing you my main sound with through the conventional 2x12 guitar cabinet mic'd with an SM57. But of course this modeling unit has a line out, a USB out, and also a line out which you can use to record or go direct to the front of the house. This line out has a speaker simulation built in. You cannot you cannot choose from different pulse responses or load third-party IRs, but also although this is maybe a limitation of the unit, I found the overall sound or the result of the line out were really good, and so today I would like to share it with you, ladies. And of course you can use the USB output to record direct, but as I had some problems with direct monitoring and when recording the video, I'm using the conventional line out, which is in my opinion the same signal like on the USB output. I'm recording direct to my RME interface through this line out. So what you are hearing now is the sound coming from the line out with the built-in speaker emulation of the Boss Katana. By the way, I'm using my new Harley Benton guitar. It's a Fusion HSH configuration, Wilkinson bridge, and it has a beautiful roasted maple neck, roasted maple fretboard, Roswell humbuckers, the wireless XY View 2, and well, picks from Dunlop, straps from Thomann. So back to the topic. Well, this is one of my high gain patches, but it was dialed in mainly to use it with a conventional guitar cabinet. And as you can see, I'm using the Crunch amp model. You can choose from 5 amp models, and each model has 2 variations. So now I'm currently in the variation of the Crunch model, and well, here are my settings. You can see the booster is engaged, so I'm using the warm OD currently, and also I'm using some delay, a noise gate. As you can hear, if I turn it off, the background noise is there, and also I'm using an additional parametric equalizer with some drastic settings where I'm cutting the or I'm lowering the mids. Also a little bit cutting the highs, and well, if I switch it off, sound of the raw amp with the booster is this sound might be better for recording, maybe. Although it's maybe a little bit harsh in the top end, just let's try to add some mids, reduce some of the treble. As you can see here, we have the ability to store up to 8 presets. So I like this sound now. I will save it maybe on the channel 2, Crunch Rhythm Recording. Beautiful. So and as I explained in the other video, you have the ability here to select from different effect chains. Basically, they have the modulation effects and the usual effects block that's in front of the amp and sometimes behind the amp. Where is it? Here. And well, as you can see here in the modulation block, you have tons of effects where you can choose from. Maybe the classic Boss effects you know from the pedals, but also some tone shaping tools like limiters, compressors, and also graphical equalizer, or the parametric equalizer that I showed you before. And in the effects block, you have the same effects where you can choose from. So overall, it's a very flexible unit. As you can see here, you can choose from modulation, from effects. You could use additional equalizers in both of these blocks. You have a dedicated EQ block in addition to the EQ of the amp. Also, you have a global EQ, which you can use to adjust your sound to the environment, maybe. You also have the ability to change the position from the input of the amp, where you can use it as a shaping tool or boosting tool for your guitar signal. The output, where you can use it as a tone shaping tool. And what I also found out was, what was it? Here you have the line out settings, and as you can see now I was choosing rec. Then they have another line out air feel, which is called live. This reminds me a little bit of the tone of the Rocktron Voodoo Valve and the maybe the Prophecy. Has a little bit of this honky upper mid range. Also the blend, but they don't sound so good to me, so I will stick by the rec setting. Well, let's try out some other boosters maybe. Maybe the Turbo OD. It seems that it doesn't have that much output. Maybe we can raise the drive a little bit here. It seems to have a little bit more lower mids. Let's see what the Tube Screamer does. Where is it? Crunch OD, Blues Drive. Maybe this one. Maybe we should reset it to 0. Let's see how the amp sounds without the booster. Beautiful. Now let's try out another amp model, maybe the clean one. Maybe we have to raise the volume a little bit. think maybe the most, well, the most famous amp model in the Katana series is the brown model, which is maybe trying to emulate the famous brown sound from Eddie Van Halen. Even at the stock settings, it sounds good to me. Maybe the overall sound of these pickups is a little bit harsh, but I can maybe reduce some highs by using the input global EQ. As you can see here, I'm cutting the highs of the guitar signal a little bit at 4K, and also here I'm at 2K. Might be a little bit too smooth. See how that is. Well, it sounds already good to me, even without any additional equalizer. I think with the conventional guitar cabinet, I had more problems to get a decent result with this unit, but the recording sound is, well, in my opinion, it's very good already. Let's try the variation of this amp. It's a little bit more bass heavy, I think. Let's see if this does something. It's not that saturated. Maybe I will turn off the input EQ now. But of course we can use the drive block. Might be a little bit too much. Well, this is a little bit difficult to dial in with the mouse. Found the tube screamer a little bit too bright in this unit, so I'd rather like the warm OD. Let's try out that again. This editor is really annoying here. There it is. Although the warm OD seems to have more output. Well, let's try the lead model. Sounds, they seem to sound a little bit more modern, but sometimes they can get harsh in the top end. Wow, it's basically too much distortion. Thought without the variation the result was much better here. Oops. I think If I would change something at the Boss Katana, the first thing I would change would be the editor, because it's a little bit annoying to control these things with the mouse. And also, if you want to, you can use this, but it's also not that comfortable. And also this, I mean, come on, you want to dial in some numbers here, you want to calculate something. I think the brown amp model is definitely easier to use. You can use it without the booster and crank the gain. If that is affecting the power amp behavior. In some modeling units, the amp volume is acting like a master volume, so it's also changing the overall sound of the amp. In some modeling units, it's just increasing the volume without changing the sound. I don't know what it does in the Katana. Maybe if you have the answer, please post them in the comment section. Well, it's definitely important to find the right amount of gain here, especially when recording. Let's start the acoustic model. I wonder if that is modeling an acoustic guitar, or it's just an amp for acoustic guitars. I don't know. It doesn't sound like an acoustic guitar to me, so maybe it's just an amp that you can use when you are playing acoustic guitar, real acoustic guitar. Of course, you can get nice clean sounds with this model too, also with an electric guitar. This is the level of the effects block. Well, let's go back to our recording sound that we saved. like it without the variation better. Might be a little bit too bass heavy, but let's override this. I think if you're recording and it's a little bit too bass heavy, then it's not that much of a problem, because it's easy to dial out some bass out of a guitar tone. It's not so easy to dial in some bass again, because especially if you're working with a low cut, then maybe you're cutting the bass and it's nothing there. And also if you raise nothing, then it doesn't do anything to the sound. Well, that's it from me. I think the Boss Katana is also delivering serious porn star level results with a line out in your recording. Also with the USB out, I think. Although I couldn't get the level high enough for recording a video, but it was maybe my fault. I don't know how to correctly use it, and to be honest, I own all the Fractal Audio products and I don't use the Katana very much, especially not for recording. But if you're on a budget and you need a flexible, good sounding modeling unit, I can definitely recommend it. It's it's kick-ass and it's not that expensive. So please post the comments below and well, hit like or subscribe. See you soon. Bye.